Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the house. All right. Double. Excellent. Excellent. Let's rock. Welcome to the house, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ready to rock. Let's go. Let's see if I can get. Oh, little coons in the house. Miss Charlotte is back in the house. Man, I'm irritated and I need your advice tonight. CW Nutrition is in the house. We got about 20 minutes to rock and roll. 20 minutes and we gotta be off, ladies and gentlemen, because here's why. First of all, let me start with who I am. Love of Fit is in the house. My name is MarvinLeBlanc. I am an Amazon best-selling author. I am the founder of Marvelous Performance Systems. I am an entrepreneur. I own about 3 businesses. Yeah, today it's 3 businesses since 1978. Today's subject is I'm irritated. Let's have a meeting. So what am I talking about? Let's have a meeting. I want you to pull some wisdom. Hey, Beth Hoover, you are a world-class twirler. Go back and follow Beth Hoover. Otherwise, you won't know what I'm talking about. Twirler Universe today, Beth Hoover, the woman of many talents. So here's we're going to start off with kind of a downer, and then you're going to pull me up by the bootstraps, okay? Because Periscope is when someone looks at your view and you look at their view. Hey, hi Marvin, just letting you know my signal sucks tonight. I might be in and out. Well, great, Charlotte. Go ahead and come in and out and just tweet your little fingers off and heart it up is good. Look at those chocolate hearts right there. Bonnie Frank is in the house. She's a good scoper. Whoa, Reach and Make Millions. You need to follow Reach and Make Millions. You know why? Because she's a future superstar. I promise. Go ahead, write it down somewhere. MarvinLeBlanc said Katya Sarmiento, the founder of Reach and Make Millions, is a future superstar. So like right now, it's what, 2016? All right, only 4 years. In 2020, she will be worldwide known on every network. Follow Reach and Make Millions. And so here's why I'm irritated. Thanks for the transition, Katya. So I bring my team together yesterday, which by the way is unusual because my team is scattered across 2 different continents. They're in several states in the United States. And so I physically had a pretty good amount of my team locally yesterday for a meeting. So great. We go and have this meeting, which was on a conference call. It is true that it did not break my agenda. I mean, it did not break my 6 great rules that you can find at my blog. If you just go to marvinleblanc.com/blog and look through small business leadership, you can actually get this blog right here. So they did successfully meet the guideline of having an agenda. Here's the problem. The meeting was boring as hell, and it actually deflated and demotivated my team members. Now, here's what we got to know. Thanks for the hearts. I'm looking for some purple hearts in there. Come on, I need a little purple hearts. Give me some purple hearts. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Let's see them purple hearts, baby. So here's the deal. What are you doing? Do you ever go to a meeting where you get all excited? You organize your schedule. You might have even moved stuff around in your schedule to be available for the meeting, only to go or attend a meeting either virtually or face-to-face. And the meeting was irrelevant or boring as hell. And basically, if you'd have just not gone to the meeting, you would have been in a better mental place. Do you ever get that? Is it just me out there? Yeah, it's happened before, old Beth says. Katya has that. So here's the thing, okay? I've been speaking publicly, nationally, for, I don't know, decades. The world of speaking has changed, and so has the world of meetings. Meaning that even if you're in a serious meeting, hey, Amy Hackett, even if you're in a serious meeting, Amy, what we're talking about tonight is I'm irritated. And the reason I'm irritated is because I got my team together yesterday and ended up having a boring ass meeting, and it demotivated my team members. So what I'm going to ask of you is, when you get stuck, you might have even paid money to be involved in a meeting, and it's a boring meeting, or you rode with somebody else so you can't even leave. What do you do in a case like that? I really want your opinion. So this is the time where y'all come on into the house and y'all contribute, because I actually am going to have yet another meeting to get my peeps back on track. Because the meeting is one thing to have, I express my opinion and feedback on how to make it better. Yeah, okay, and so that's something I'm going to do. I'm going to take your advice and talk to this particular franchise that had this meeting yesterday, because the reality is we all live in an attention deficit disorder world now. And the fact that you would put together a meeting, hey, connection was terrible on your scope, have to go now. Yes, I totally understand that. I totally understand that. I think that was him talking to Amy. Katya, I need you to retype what you just put in because I missed it. Here's what has to happen, guys. When you're doing, whether it's a Periscope, whether it's a conference call, a Skype, okay, the first thing you need to do is spend more time preparing for what you're going to talk about. That's correct. And another important point to write down, hey, MBA Innovate, accept the things I can't change, courage to change the things I can, wisdom to know the difference. Yes. Okay. So what she's saying there is sometimes there's going to be a meeting that's going to come up. The more meetings that you have to go to, Valencia, the more chances you're going to have in a given year to end up having to waste your life. This particular meeting went on, I think it went on an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, okay, in a conference call, and it was death by PowerPoint. So remember, when you're doing your meetings, make sure that you keep your meetings as short as possible. Never, ever conduct a meeting or even start even having an appointment for your group to have a meeting if you could have actually covered it on email, if you could have actually given everybody, hey, irreplaceable, if you could have ever given everybody an email or some sort of electronic, transcription, a voicemail, but don't have a meeting for 2 hours on a conference call with PowerPoint only and no face-to-face interaction, okay? And so I think what I'm having is that meeting was so non-Periscope. Is that a word? It was so non-Periscope. It's kind of like it was so 1980s, okay? Yes. And so I'm frustrated. And the reason I'm frustrated is, especially after Hurricane Katrina, man, I don't want to give 2 hours of my life to anybody that's not worth it. And so what I want you to get from this scope tonight is, number one, never have a meeting that you could have covered in an email. Number two, have an agenda. What time you're going to start, what time you're going to end. Number three, well, I got a whole lot to cover. I am going to suggest to you something that you definitely could disagree with. It is probably better to schedule 3 separate 25-minute meetings than one meeting for 2 hours. Now, whenever I speak across America, I used to put on full one-day workshops. The reality is, no matter how good the speaker is, I'm personal friends with Hall of Fame speakers, okay? No matter how good they are, the audience must be clear to all so that they come prepared. Yes, you want those people to be mentally prepared on what's the topic, where is this guy or gal going to mentally hang out, what is his or her story. Did you hear that? Story. People relate to stories. Would you please include specific incidences? So today I'm telling you about my irritation, but I'm also telling you a story about what happened. And when you hear the story, it actually can connect to a personal experience that possibly you could have had in the past. And so when you get stuck like that, I mean, what do you do if you are stuck in an ineffective meeting? I know there's 2 or 3 people that's on here. They were stuck in the middle of the chemical industry, okay, with long corporate meetings. I would really like to know, how the hell do you get your mind straight? Yes, I need to say more stories when I'm teaching business and technology. You really do. You really do. And so yes, I'm frustrated. Now, what lesson did I really get from it? The lesson is this. Whenever I sign contracts with organizations, hey, Mike Robbins, whenever I sign contracts in the future with organizations, unless it's for a way big fee, hey, Shannon Keenan from Texas, I hope you're feeling good tonight. If I'm not signing large financial contracts, I don't believe I'm going to be talking for more than 2 hours. Because if you talk for more than 2 hours, of course, Mr. Relentless is in the room, and Jim can carry an audience, and maybe he can carry them for longer than 2 hours. But nowadays, in our attention deficit disorder society, I just don't believe it's respectful to an audience to have to endure the same speaker for more than 2 hours, no matter how energetic. Listen, I've lost 9 pounds literally in one talk, and it was about 2 hours on a platform in Caesar's Palace. Okay, 9 pounds. But man, after about 2 hours, no matter how good I was or how good I thought I was, man, the people need a break. And so what I am suggesting tonight, I'm strongly encouraging you to over-prepare for your material, to scope, and I'm watching my time so I won't break my message tonight, to bust your butt to scope for 25 minutes or less. Here's the problem. There are exceptions. Example, let's say you're seeing a huge, long product demonstration of a new product coming out, and you've got sign up and names, addresses. There are exceptions to every rule. So I'm not saying that under no circumstances should you ever have a full day meeting, okay? But these meetings that start, there's only 2 or 3 times a year, helps me with that. 10 minutes, yeah. I tend to teach for 1 to 2 hours. You really have to think about it from a standpoint of productivity, and this goes out to Katya. If you over-prepare and you get it down into smaller chunks that are hitting the target, it actually is going to become more impressive to your audience, because she will say, man, you see that girl? She's got her stuff together. And so, man, she charges a pretty big price, but she's worth it because she is so freaking spot on. You see, people right now in this society are still fighting the difference between price and value. Because some of you are here tonight and you're broke and you're going to stay broke. Ow! Ow! What do you mean, Marvin? I'm broke and I'm going to stay broke. Well, if you're a person, and boy, I sure hope you're not, if you're a person that just constantly wants to hear ideas but never do anything with the ideas, you're going to stay in your same financial position. For things to grow in your life, you're going to have to choose to grow as well. And so me, I'm a born South Louisiana Cajun storyteller. And so my natural MO and feeling, action is important. Yes. My natural thing is I want to tell you a story, and man, I want us to stay together. I want us to hug and love and talk for 4 or 5 hours. Guys, that's old school. Okay, the audience doesn't want to be involved for 4 or 5 hours. Hey, Misty, welcome. So whenever you write down what you're going to scope about, start with what is the story? What are the incidents of the stories? Yes, you can talk for hours. Let's just make those hours even more high content. I guess the only real thing that's the difference between a Cajun and a Cuban is probably the seasoning. You know, because I know you and I love you and we have the same vibe. So, and even though I'm a boomer and she's a millennial, we connect spiritually. Okay. And not everybody is going to be able to connect with you. Not everybody would understand why I absolutely love y'all. I love my Periscopers. I love my Catchy. Yes, I love her accent. I love the diversity in here. Visualize and live the event through the details, then act. Now, the other thing is when you're going to have a meeting, okay, you don't want to write out. And I know that there is a person that I do know is watching right now. And this person, it's not a girl or a boy, it's a person. So I'm not going to tell you who it is. This person has all of their notes completely written down. And this person will read some of those notes while this person is doing her scope. Well, if you're reading too much, looking down every now and then, there's no problem with that. But whether you're on a scope and you're going to read too much, or imagine somebody hires you as a speaker, and so you're speaking to 400 people, and you're reading the whole time. Girls and boys, that dog ain't going to hunt. Okay. And so what I'm saying is you got to feel it. You got to feel your story and you have to relive that story. Now, I will confess, my Katrina signature story, I'm not telling it quite as much as I used to because it's so painful. Okay. Because whenever I relive that story, ow, boy, it gets deep and I have to bring myself into a mental place. So I really do that for larger audiences so that I can make that connection. But I can't emotionally and mentally do that story every single time. There is victory, however, in becoming homeless at 43 years old. You can, in fact, move on. But there are certain stories you can't tell all the time. And so I'm going to wrap up for tonight. I want y'all to be thinking about it. If you're going to have a meeting, pow, pow, have a really good specific meeting. If you're going to have an hour and a half meeting, I would suggest say no. I'm going to have 3 25-minute huddles. And I call them huddles. Why? Well, because I was an athlete and you'd call a play in the huddle and then you'd say, break, and then you would go to the line of scrimmage and you'd run the play. Well, it's the same way with the meeting, okay? You decide on the meeting and you run the freaking play, okay? But you don't have a meeting just to have a meeting, okay? And when you are going to that meeting, God darn it, be prepared. And so the last thing I want to leave you with is some people were asking me about this. Let's see if I can do this because I'm not Katya. Katya's really good, and you're going to have to show me this, Katya, because I don't know how to do this just right yet. Let's see. What I'm trying to show you is that I had forgotten that you can go to Amazon.com, and if you're already an Amazon Unlimited member, and you might even be an Amazon Prime member, if you throw in Come Hell or High Water, just Come Hell or High Water, Marvin LeBlanc. Let's see if you can see that. Maybe I should turn it this way. See, Katya, you're going to have to teach me how to do this because I haven't learned yet. Come hell or high water, and you throw in Marvin LeBlanc. Here's what's going to happen. I believe that if you're a Prime member, you can get it for free. And then they have let's see, Amazon Unlimited. Am I right, Katya? If you're an Amazon Unlimited member, you also can get it for free. And then I'm going to hit this. Okay, Kindle Unlimited. Kindle Unlimited. If you're already Kindle Unlimited, you can get it and doesn't cost 1 single cent. And then you can get it auto delivered wirelessly. Easy for you to say, for $3.99. Now, here's a cool little secret. Doesn't really sound like a salesperson, but I gotta tell you, a good deal when you see it. Right now, there's 14 books that are either used or new that are starting at $1.40. Pretty good deal. And I'll tell you a secret, almost all of the books that I buy are used books. Most of them don't even have any writing they don't even have hardly any highlights. And then I prefer them with the highlights because I'm going to highlight the living hell out the book anyhow. Do y'all highlight in the books? Do y'all write in books? Write little notes next to your books? Because, hey, the Dirty Southern, there ain't nothing dirty about the Dirty Southern. Y'all need to follow her. Hey, Sakina, very good. Misty still in the house? Yeah, so I write I write for my Nook on Barnes and Noble. I think it was $2.99. So there's a good friend of mine in Texas. She got it on Nook. You said Nook and Barnes and Noble for $2.99. Well, of course, Katya keeps her books super clean and neat. That's because she's an organized freak, man. But golly, I just wish I could learn what Reach and Make Millions has already forgotten at 21 years old. I mean, just a few months ago, she couldn't even buy a beer. Of course, if she comes through a drive-through in South Louisiana, y'all, we can buy daiquiris in a drive-through. That's a fact, Jack. Drive-through daiquiri shop, South Louisiana, y'all. Are y'all feeling me? Whoo! Peace, love, and gumbo shack. I just bought it for my Kindle. Great, Misty. So that's a great deal there. So when you buy it from Amazon, Amazon just ships it directly to you. If, like I had a situation last week, this corporation wanted me to hand sign a big clump of a big herd of books. I don't know how big a herd is, but it was a herd of books. Sakina, how many is a herd? A herd of books is how many? 2, 3, 82? Somebody tell me what a herd is. Sakina knows how much a herd is. It was a lot, y'all. From a Louisiana boy, a herd, that's a pretty big number. Okay, so they bought a herd of books from me, and I did sign every one of those. Well, those people who want me to personally sign them, you do need to buy that straight from the MarvinLeBlanc.com sign. The MarvinLeBlanc.com website. And so, however I can help you is what I'm going to do. Every night, once a day at least. My goal every day is to at least scope one time a day. But man, that's hard sometimes because I'm meeting with clients. Sometimes I'm on a plane. A lot of times I'm in a car. But I do check all of my emails. And so if you just drop me an email, I will be glad to help you. For tonight, if you drop me an email at marvinLeBlanc.com, I'll send you the link to the Great Meeting Guidelines, because there's six specific guidelines that if you don't follow, you're going to end up with some really bad meetings. And none of us can afford really bad meetings. So I'm down to my last minute, and I promised myself to stay on time. And so at this point, Miss Misty, I love all of y'all. please make sure that that you at least you share the broadcast so that the replay broadcasters can also see it. Share it with your friends, neighbors, coworkers, and relatives. Don't be selfish. If there's people that need to fight through the irritation and frustrations of crappy meetings, have them get in touch with me. I'd love to connect with them. So, good night, everybody. From South Louisiana, my name is Marvin LeBlanc, the Cajun Rambo. And tonight, I wish you peace. I wish you love. And as always, I wish you gumbo, baby. Who's your daddy? Whoop, whoop. Y'all have a good night. Bye. Thank you, Catchy. Good night, Mexico. Please catch my replay, Mexico. I promise you it's fun and worth it. Bye, guys.